Hey guys, welcome back to our Gamescom coverage here in Germany. We're meeting our friend Alex once again to talk about Sacred Citadel. This is a spin-off, I believe, or a, I don't know, what do you call this? How does it work in terms to Sacred 3 that you guys also just showed us?
Like not to try and be too poetic here. I like to think of it as heralding the release of Sacred 3. It's a downloadable action title, side-scrolling brawler. But it's got a lot more than meets the eye, I think, than just that.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of it. Definitely has a cool art style. It looks like a lot of fun to play, and it reminded me a lot of like Gauntlet. That's kind of what I got out of it. I haven't seen mounts in a side-scrolling brawler in a while. That seems like a lot of fun. Well, seeing Sacred 3, it definitely has a completely different art style and feeling. Why did you guys go with the with a side-scrolling hack and slash? What was the idea of doing like a brawler?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we kind of identified that there was sort of something missing from a lot of the stuff that's out there in terms of side-scrolling games where, we really want to be able to build in all of the depth that people expect in a full-on action game, that they can really explore this combat in the same way that they can in Sacred 3.
And I'm noticing a little bit of crossover. There's actually a character right behind me, this man, who is also, we saw you played as in the Sacred 3 demo. Is there some kind of story crossover there? Is like, do the worlds play into each other a little bit?
For sure. So the events of Sacred Citadel kind of go back, around 100, 200 years before the events of Sacred 3, and they really set up some great story questions that we're going to, address later in Sacred 3 as well. So all of the characters, they have a lot of connections. There's also just a lot of universe connection. We're also looking at interconnectivity between the games as well, and how we can really reward players for playing both titles by crossing them over a little bit. But I don't want to say too much today.
And a very interesting thing, I thought, you guys are doing 3-player co-op, correct? Why 3 instead of like the standard 4 that we've seen in other games?
Well, we definitely wanted to offer up a choice of different classes to players, and by, keeping them in this group of 3, we can make sure that you can have some really interesting combinations that if each one is just always going to be there all the time, you maybe don't necessarily encourage quite as much of the experimentation as we wanted to see. We so far what we've observed with players playing is that they do things that are just totally wild in the ways that they use these classes together, and the kinds of combos that they make use of, and I think it's kind of fun to let them see that individually apart, rather than having them all in each one.
Well, the game looks fantastic. When can we check it out? And it is a retail or download?
Yeah, it's going to be a downloadable title for PSN, XBLA, and Steam and other PC platforms.
5, 6. Why would you ever park here?
Call security, do whatever you want to do. Don't touch me.